This is the book that I'll be reviewing for this video, so let's get right into it and start with the title. So I apologize if I mispronounce your, which I believe to be is your last name, but I'm guessing it's something like Emlead or Emled, so I'm just going to say Emlead, and again, I apologize if that is not the correct pronunciation. So your title is Emled Color Book for Kids 2 to 6 in School, Preschool, Color, Numbers, Alphabet, Animals, Cake. So one of my first comments is just the grammar in here. So there's a random comma at the end. There should probably be some spacing with these parentheses. I actually don't think you should have parentheses at all. I would change that so that you don't need them. And also, I'm not sure what country you are publishing this in. I know spelling color with the O-U-R is more prominent in England, I believe. I'm currently in the US and we just spell color C-O-L-O-R, but it's completely fine with the U-R. However, for proper grammar, it should be coloring book, not just color book. So I would add the "ing" to color to make it coloring book. Let's see, so if we change that, it'd be Emled Coloring Book for Kids 2 to 6. So you'd probably want to add like ages 2 to 6. And also it looks like this is your title, this first part, and then usually the semicolon is a subtitle. So your title has to have words either on the cover or the spine. I only see Emled Color Book for Kids on the cover, so unless you have the rest of this on the spine, that is against KDP rules, so I'd be very careful with that. And then for color, numbers, alphabet, animals, cake, that kind of just sounds a bit confusing to me. It doesn't flow very well, and you don't need color again, but I understand why you put it there. So it looks like you're just trying to add what's inside the book. So maybe like Emled Coloring Book for kids ages 2 to 6. Maybe something just like for kids, or no, maybe just like for school, preschool, or you can add something like coloring numbers, alphabet letters, various animals. I'm not really sure what the cake is. You must have something in there about cake, but it's just the title just doesn't flow very well, so I definitely recommend trying different types of words and maybe looking at your competitors. But I think you are off to a great start, so don't get me wrong there. You just published it in July 25th, so that's very soon, or not really that long ago. You're charging $5.99, which I think is a great price, so I think you are good there. For your description, again, I would double check the grammar. If you're not really sure, I'd maybe hire somebody. So this might not be your first language. Color, numbers, alphabet, case, animals, it for toddlers, little kids from 2 to 6. Children outside this age range can also enjoy this challenge language. So yeah, I would definitely work on the grammar and the pronunciation, things like that. There's extra capitalization in there and certain words that don't make sense, but I get what you're trying to say, and I think you have a great idea. So I recommend hiring somebody who can help you kind of translate it into a way that can really help you sell the book. But I'm glad that you do have a description and you're giving people an idea of what's inside your book. It's 51 pages, 8.5 by 11. I think that's fine. I just want to scroll down. So you don't currently have a BSR, so I don't think it's sold yet, but that's okay. Looking here, you do have A+ content, which I think is awesome. Like, I am so happy you have this. Not everyone does, and it's something I'm still learning, so kudos to you for having A+ content. That definitely helps your book to sell. And I'm not sure if you're trying to do a series or something with this either by using your last name. Normally, using last names isn't really recommended unless you're famous or something like that. But if you're trying to establish a brand or have a series, then I totally understand why you have that. So let's look at the cover and the interior. So the cover here is a little bit confusing. So I definitely can read the Emled, like that part, what stood out great to me, but the color book for kids really blends into the background, especially with the giraffe. So I recommend changing the colors a bit or the font, something. And also for grammar, it should be coloring book for kids. You might want to add the age range if you want to include it in your title. I'm not sure if 2 to 6 is too broad. It may be. Might need something more like 3 to 6 or 4 to 6 or something, but you might be okay with that. My other comment is I do love the actual scenery part of your background. I love the tree and the grass, and the back of your cover looks great too. But the animals here, the turtle, giraffe, and the bird, like the turtle is not proportional to the giraffe, and it kind of just looks a little bit messy. I do think the bird on the turtle is a smart and cute idea, so I would probably keep that, but I would make the turtle and the bird a lot smaller, and the giraffe I would probably move down a bit just so that their head is not written by the covered by the words, and I'd move all these words up. And then I think you have a really solid title. I just want to show the back. I love it. I love the back. I think it looks great. Looking at your interior, it just shows 2 of them here and then some in your A+ content, and I think they're great. I don't know if you created them yourself or got them from somewhere, but I think you have a really solid, cute book there. So moving on to the keywords you submitted, I looked up 2 of them. So let's see. Color book for boys and girls was 1, and then color book for toddlers. So this first one has a score of 24 and over 60,000 results. So this is not a good keyword to rank with, unfortunately. There's just so much competition in it, especially with coloring books. So unless you're looking to advertise your book to get it ranked, then I don't recommend this being a keyword where your book will be ranked on the first page or something like that. Like I wouldn't create a book in this niche unless I was going to use ads or if I had other keywords that made my book more narrowed down. And then looking at color book for toddlers has scored 26 and same issue over 60,000 results. So it's just very broad, so nobody's going to probably see your book unless they specifically type in your name or if you start doing ads. And I'm not sure if you're doing either, but just to give you an idea there, I get why you chose them because they relate to your book. However, they are highly, highly competitive. So I recommend doing some more niche research so hopefully you can get your book seen and can get it sold. So after all of that has been said, one last part I wanted to go over for today was the author name. It looks like it's probably your name, and that's perfectly fine for a coloring book like this, especially if you're trying to develop a brand. So with all of that, I want to thank you so much for submitting your book, and I want you to know that anything I said is just my opinion, and I do not want to come off mean or rude or anything like that. I think you have done an incredible job. Just to start, coloring books are very, very hard, and I'm not sure how long you've been doing KDP, but I think you have a great basis here, and you can definitely improve on a few things, but so can everyone. And you can take my advice if you want to or not, but either way, I just want to say congratulations on publishing a book to Amazon KDP, and I really, really appreciate you submitting your book for my own advice and suggestions. But again, you can do whatever you want with your book, and I really hope I did not come off rude at all. I am just trying to help. So, and if anybody here listening or watching wants to submit their own book, I have the link to the form in the description below. You just type in information, and then I may present your book in a video just like this. So thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you have a great day.